Want a nutritional supplement that stimulates muscle growth? Want to get back to that shape, that strength from before? Is taking creatine the solution? Yes, today's video topic is about creatine, the most studied and used nutritional supplement by athletes worldwide. Restoring your muscles will bring you back to the strength you had before or even increase your muscle strength. Is creatine just for athletes, or if you're middle-aged or elderly and sedentary, does using creatine bring additional benefits to your body? I'll give you a spoiler here, creatine does a lot more for your body than you think. It brings benefits to the brain, heart, metabolism, and of course, muscles. And I'll also talk about how to use it correctly to get all its benefits and not waste money. How will you feel taking creatine? How to know if it works for you or not. I'll also talk about the potential risks of creatine. Does it make you lose hair? It'll be a very comprehensive video. So watch it until the end. But before that, enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our health tips, and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. It's also important that you share this knowledge with your friends and family. Because when it comes to your health, it's worth sharing our health. What exactly is creatine? Creatine is a natural substance that your body actually produces. It's produced in the liver, pancreas, and kidneys from 3 amino acids, glycine, arginine, and methionine, and it serves to provide energy to your body, especially when you're doing some type of strength, short-term exercise. But not only that, it also helps to stimulate the brain, increase memory and concentration, and reduce fatigue. Creatine was discovered in 1832 and has been around for a long time. It's the most studied supplement of all time, and there are over 1,000 scientific articles about it. The good news is that it's a safe and effective supplement, meaning it won't be a waste of money if you choose to consume creatine like other supplements. But do you need to buy creatine, or can you include it in your diet? Yes, you can get creatine in your diet if you eat beef, chicken, fish, turkey, but see, to get the amount of creatine that will help your muscles, you need to eat about 1 kilogram of meat per day. That would be an exaggeration. Where and how does creatine work? When your body produces creatine, or you take creatine, it's stored in the muscles. About 90 to 95% goes to the muscles and 5% goes to the brain, where it will play an important role in supplying energy during physical activity or when you need to think more. Creatine provides the raw material for the energy that muscles and the brain need. Creatine facilitates the recycling of ATP, the cell's energy currency. ATP provides immediate energy for muscle contraction and nerve cells. When ATP is broken down, it turns into ADP plus phosphate, which releases energy for cell function. So ATP is constantly being synthesized and degraded. Creatine is the raw material for creating ADP to provide energy to the cells. So what are the 7 scientifically proven benefits of creatine for your health? Benefit 7: it can improve your brain. When we think of creatine, we think of muscle. But as I said, 5% of creatine is stored in the brain. Does this have any effect? It has a huge impact. Babies born with low levels of creatine in the brain have serious intellectual and developmental problems. Your brain absorbs a lot of energy from your body. And as I said, creatine forms ADP, which also gives energy to the brain. There are studies showing that creatine supplementation can have nootropic effects, improves cognition, the brain's ability to function better and to perform at maximum capacity. In healthy individuals, creatine supplements can increase brain creatine by up to 10% and improve memory, especially short-term memory, something you just did or thought about. It helps with executive functions like planning, decision-making, and problem-solving. And also in processing speed and reaction speed, the time it takes to decide something. So you see, creatine goes beyond muscles. Of course, muscle has everything to do with the brain, so some of these improvements are probably due to muscle mass and strength. But undoubtedly creatine brings results in intelligence tests and can reverse some of the symptoms of brain fog, that many people experience after contracting the virus, where they can't concentrate, get a little disoriented, like they're walking on clouds. Creatine can increase your brain's energy and rid you of brain fog forever. It can help improve your mood and can help when you sleep poorly or are very stressed. There's a study showing that in patients from 3 years of age, with just 2 weeks of creatine supplementation, memory improved. Sixth benefit, can prevent muscle loss. Sarcopenia is the loss of muscle mass and strength as we age. If you're sedentary, it can start as early as 35 years old, so get moving. As we age, the loss of muscle mass and strength accelerates in women, especially as they enter menopause. Between the ages of 50 and 60, muscle mass loss is on average about 1.5% per year. This percentage increases to 3% per year after 60. Imagine, between 60 to 70 years old, you can lose 30% of your mass, becoming atrophic, if you don't care. But with exercise, especially strength training, this can be avoided and even reversed. Muscle loss doesn't just affect athletic performance. It's about dementia. Actually, it's about life expectancy, how long you'll live. Not to mention it compromises your daily life. Muscle loss will affect daily activities like walking, and you won't be able to walk quickly or even stand. Creatine supplements can help you maintain strength and stay active. Your muscles will receive more energy and you'll get more water, because when creatine enters your muscles, it carries water with it and your muscles can produce proteins at a faster rate. So if you're losing muscle mass, exercise, eat well, sleep well, and consider creatine. Fifth benefit, increase muscle strength and performance. Creatine supplements help improve the body's ability to perform intense efforts, especially those of high intensity and short duration like lifting weights or doing the final sprint. As raw material, creatine helps replenish muscle energy reserves quickly, allowing you to train with greater intensity, lift heavier weights, and do more repetitions. It's a virtuous cycle. Your workout is more productive, your muscles get bigger, your strength doubles, and your athletic performance improves. How much strength? For people who already exercise, strength can increase by 8% to 14% of repetitions in weightlifting. And if you don't train or are inactive, your strength can increase by up to 30% if you use creatine. It's a lot, isn't it? Benefit 4, faster muscle repair. Creatine supplements can aid in muscle recovery after exercise, reduce muscle damage caused by exercise, reduce inflammation, especially tumor necrosis factor alpha and interleukin-5, improve muscle regeneration. This can lead to faster recovery and less muscle soreness. In a study with NBA women, 81% reported improved muscle recovery after using creatine. Reduce fatigue and muscle soreness, as well as reduce signs of muscle damage and prevent muscle injuries. Benefit 3, it can make you more beautiful. Of course, if you retain more water in the muscles, this will increase muscle size, making you look more athletic, more defined, and more sculpted. Creatine can also help improve body composition by increasing lean body mass and reducing body fat. Not to mention the benefits for the skin, it can make the skin more hydrated, look healthier, and improve skin elasticity, making it firmer and reducing the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines. Plus, it's believed that creatine supplements promote hair growth and strengthen nails. Benefit 2, stronger bones. If you suffer from osteoporosis, be careful. Creatine plays a role in bone formation and maintenance, which helps increase bone mineral density and reduce the risk of osteoporosis, especially in postmenopausal women. Not only does it increase muscle mass, muscles and bones are interconnected, but also due to better calcium absorption and protein synthesis. Some studies indicate that using creatine with strength and resistance exercises increases bone density so that bones become stronger and more resilient. Benefit 1, creatine can help heart health and can also bring benefits to heart health. Creatine supplements can reduce triglyceride levels and improve lipid profile, especially low-density lipoprotein cholesterol, as well as reduce homocysteine, an indicator of inflammation, which, if elevated, is associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease. There are small studies showing that it can help treat heart failure and improve circulation, especially in forearms and calves. Studies show that creatine supplements can improve blood sugar because they can increase insulin sensitivity. For all these reasons, creatine is an ally of heart health. And is creatine safe? Yes. Studies show that at the correct dosage it's a perfectly safe supplement with far more benefits than risks. There are several types of creatine on the market. Which one do you choose? The creatine with the most studies and the best cost-benefit is creatine monohydrate. It has good absorption, good effectiveness, and few side effects. But if you buy another creatine, for example Micron, it's also effective and worth it. Now be careful. There's a lot of fake creatine on the market. How much creatine should I take? We're used to hearing that it's very important to do a creatine loading dose for a week. You can take 20 to 25 grams of creatine per day to saturate the muscles with creatine and then reduce 3 to 5 grams of creatine per day as a maintenance measure. The advantage of a loading dose is that muscles saturate more quickly, which means it takes less time for creatine to take effect. But now we know that the same long-term goal is achieved if you take 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily for 28 days. Now, if you want to do a loading dose, you can divide the daily dose into 2 or 4 doses to avoid stomach problems or diarrhea. But again, a frequency of 3 to 5 grams per day will be really effective in the long run. If you take more than 3 to 5 g of creatine per day, the excess will be excreted in the urine. Even better is to make your body increase creatine absorption. How? If you use creatine with carbohydrates and proteins. One study showed that if you take creatine with carbohydrates or carbohydrates and proteins, it increases creatine absorption. So, a practical tip for you, take your creatine with banana smoothie that absorbs better, and you don't need to take the 5g dose, which is the standard dose. You can take 3g with the same effect. This will save you money. Oh, and with a very low dose of creatine, it may not have an effect. A study in swimmers showed that 2 grams per day for 6 months did not improve performance. Another study showed that taking 1 gram of creatine daily for a year also did not bring any benefit. That is, 1 to 2 grams per day is a very low dose. But 3 grams for most people are effective. What's the best time to take creatine? Take it before or after exercise. Some studies show that it's better to take it after training. Others say there's no difference. But there seems to be a benefit if you take it during exercise or before or after. It's best to avoid taking creatine with caffeine, which can reduce creatine gains. And another frequent question, do you need to stop taking creatine for a while, that is, a creatine cycle? No, you don't need to. Taking creatine every day has the best effects, besides being safe. Does creatine work for everyone? No. 20 to 30% of the population already has muscles saturated with creatine and does not see benefits from supplementation with it. If you are taking creatine and do not notice weight gain in the first month due to fluid retention in the muscles, ranging from 1 to 3 kilograms, you are probably in this category. What are the side effects of creatine? The biggest side effect is weight gain due to lean mass gain and fluid retention in the muscles. But there are people who may be sensitive to creatine and suffer from abdominal cramps and diarrhea, especially if the person takes the loading dose. If you are allergic to creatine, have a stomach problem, you can divide the dose into, for example, half before exercise and half after exercise, which is better tolerated. Does creatine cause hair loss? Well, you can't be sure. There's a study with rugby players showing that DHT increased by 40%. As extrapolation of these data, they said it could cause hair loss because DHT is linked to baldness. But look, if you start exercising today, you'll increase testosterone and dihydrotestosterone by up to 30%, and that doesn't mean exercise makes you lose hair. I think you shouldn't be afraid. But of course, if you're experiencing hair loss because of keratin, it's better to stop or visit a dermatologist to treat. There are effective treatments on the market for hair loss even if you have genetics. Another interesting point is that creatine use can increase creatinine levels. Creatinine is one of the measures by which we measure your kidney function. The higher your creatinine level, the worse your kidney function. But as creatinine comes from intramuscular creatine, your creatinine levels may increase. This doesn't mean your kidneys have worsened, just that this sign is not as reliable as it was before taking creatine. So don't be alarmed if your creatinine levels rise slightly after using creatine. Creatine is not just for bodybuilders or gym rats. If you want to improve muscle and brain performance, creatine is the best supplement for that. Of course, this is not a magic solution. You have to exercise, eat real food, and sleep well to maximize the benefits of creatine. I'll leave some creatine suggestions below. Did you like the video? Remember to subscribe to the channel, like and share. Until the next video.